Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And we are going to do some more reviews of 2024 D&D feats, compare them to their 5th edition 2014 versions, and we're also going to grade both versions, seeing which ones. So I'm going through these. And we're hitting the feats that have changed pretty significantly. The feats that haven't changed at all, I'm kind of glossing over those a little bit because there are quite a few feats that just haven't changed, other than like formatting. That's about the biggest change that some of them have had. But some of these feats have had quite a few changes that have taken place. We're going to look at them, kind of review them, go over them, see if there's any groundbreaking or game-breaking mechanics that go through. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave a question or comment. All right, the first feat we're going to talk about is the Observant feat. Now, this is the 2014 version. This is not a game-breaking, groundbreaking feat by any means. It gave a few bonuses, so it gave you a bump to your intelligence or wisdom. You could read lips if you could speak the language. So that was that second bullet. And then the last bullet was the big one. And I think it was the reason why everybody took this feat in the past, was you have a +5 bonus to your passive wisdom perception and passive intelligence investigation. So this one was actually okay for some rogues to take if they needed that bump to their wisdom and they needed an increase to their perception or investigation for finding traps or understanding traps, things like that. It was, it was more of this kind of, I'm a spy and I'm going to look, I'm going to spy on people. I'm going to see this. I'm going to infiltrate. I'm very observant, that kind of thing. So that's the 2014 version. And like I said, it wasn't game breaking. So we're going to give this version a B-. Okay. Now let's take a look at the 2024 version. Here it is. Again, there's a format change. The biggest format change was this is not an origin feat, so it is only usable at 4th level, and it required you to have an intelligence or wisdom of 13 or better, and then you get the following benefits. So they took the bullet points away, and they replaced them with titles. First off, the bump to intelligence or wisdom is still there, so you get +1 to your intelligence or wisdom. Now you can no longer read lips. Okay? No longer read lips. You get to choose one of the following skills. I guess that's a replacement. Insight, investigation, or perception. If you lack proficiency, so you gain proficiency in it, and if you are already proficient in it, you gain expertise. Now, expertise doubles your proficiency bonus for that particular feat, which compared to this +5 to passive, that's passive only. This is a bonus to all checks. So I guess that's the trade-off. It's passive versus all checks. And so at 1st through 4th level, this is an extra +2. At 5th level to 9th level, and an extra +3. And I think at 10th or 11th level, it's an extra +4. So you eventually will get to that +5, but remember, those were for passives. And finally, you can take the search action as a bonus action. And here's the search action. You take the search action, you make a wisdom check, and you discern something that isn't obvious. The search table suggests which skills are applicable. So insight, medicine, perception, survival. The only one I would think out of these that is going to be useful in combat is the search action for perception, if you're trying to find something that is hidden, or that actively trying to find something that's hidden, or actively trying to find something that's invisible. So now you can do it as a bonus action instead of an action. So the read lips is gone. You don't get as much of a bonus to your passive, but it's all active. I'm going to keep this one at a B-. It's not groundbreaking. It's not game-breaking. It's just kind of probably in the middle or a little bit above the middle. Okay. Next feat we're going to talk about is Ritual Caster. This is the legacy one from 2014. You need an intelligence or wisdom of 13 or higher. You have learned a number of spells that you can cast as ritual. So this is if you couldn't ritual cast. This was okay if you were a caster that wasn't that didn't get that at first level. So I mean, there was some half casters that got this, like Rangers and Paladins, that didn't get ritual casting, or like the Arcane Trickster. I'm going to give this one a full C-. It wasn't great. It wasn't something that I would ever do. So when you chose this feat, you acquire a ritual book holding 2 first-level spells of your choice. Choose one of the following classes, and then you must choose your spells from that class list, and the spells you choose have to be from the ritual tag. And then you stick them in there. And if you come across spells or scrolls or wizard spell book, you can add them. So, I mean, it just basically it didn't give you full ritual casting, but it gave you some. Here is the 2024 version. Again, it requires you to be 4th level, and this still requires the wisdom or charisma, where the other one was intelligence or wisdom. Now it's wisdom or charisma. Intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Okay, so it's one or the other. So they added an extra stat onto this, which is good. So it kind of opens it up a little bit more. You do get a bump to your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. That's good. Choose a number of first-level spells equal to your proficiency bonus that have the ritual tag. You always have those prepared. That's great. And you can cast them with any spell slots you have. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by the feat. Whenever your proficiency increases thereafter, you can add an additional 1 spell with the ritual tag. And then you get this thing called Quick Ritual. With this benefit, you can cast a ritual spell. So these take slots. This one, you can cast a ritual spell that you have prepared, which is these, using its regular casting time rather than the extended time for ritual. Doing so does not require a spell slot. Once you cast the spell in this way, you can't use the benefit again until you finish a long rest. So you can only do that once. So this is for non-ritual casters. Now, this one is a little bit better. One, it gives you a bump to a score, and it gives you a bunch of immediately prepared spells. So I'm going to give it a C+ instead of a C-. I mean, it's still kind of just a little bit below the average. All right. Next feat we're going to talk about today is Skulker. This is the 2014 version. Required a dexterity of 13 or higher. And the bullet points say you can try to hide when you are lightly obscured from the creature from which you are hiding. So normally you need to be heavily obscured, which required something that blocked the vision almost completely, or darkness, or like thick fog. Lightly obscured is like a light rain, some light foliage, that kind of thing that would allow you to be hidden. Let's get rid of this. If you were a wood elf, you would have gotten this bullet anyway, because wood elves could hide in lightly obscured phenomenon. Second bullet is when you're hidden from a creature and miss it with a ranged attack, making the attack does not reveal your position. So you could be hiding, you make the attack. Normally, if you miss or hit, it's going to reveal you. This one, if you miss, it doesn't reveal your location. And then lastly, dim light does not impose disadvantage on your wisdom perception checks because you're skulking in the dark all the time. So this one, again, not a game-breaking, groundbreaking feat. It doesn't give any bump to any attributes. I mean, the biggest thing is you could hide lightly obscured and could see a little bit in the dark. So I'm just going to give this one a straight. We're going to go down to a C-. It's not fantastic. All right, so let's look at the 2024 version. Here it is right here. Let's move the arrow over here. And okay, we got a prereq of level 4 and a dex of 13 or better. We had that here, so there's that. We do get a bump to our dexterity now. That's great. We now have blind sight, 10 feet. That's awesome. There's this fog of war. When you exploit the distractions of battle, gaining advantage on any dexterity stealth check you make as part of a hide action during combat. So you can't hide in lightly obscured area, but now if you can get behind something that blocks vision or get into heavily obscured, you get advantage. That's pretty awesome. And then you get sniper, which is the same thing as the previous one, that if you make an attack and you miss, then it doesn't reveal your location. So that's the same. So this actually is much better. And it's better because 1, you get an increase to an ability score. 2, you get blind sight. And 3, even though you're not getting to hide in lightly obscured conditions, you're hiding with advantage whenever you hide. So I'm going to give this one a solid B because I think I do like this one. It seems pretty good for a rogue of some kind. Obviously, there are better feats to take if you're a rogue, but it is what it is. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.